What's happening, guys? Celtic CC here. I'm on my main account. I'm going to be cracking on with the quest board, and this is State of Things Part 17, which is my discussion series on kind of global events, global news, and kind of my perspective on things, including religion, environmentalism, and stuff like that. I write out a list and read out the points, and this list is a couple of days old now, I think, and this is probably going to be uploaded a bit late as well because I got a Pirates Booty video I want to upload. So I'm recording this at 2:21 a.m. on the 26th of November. So some of the news might not be completely fresh. So just to put that into perspective, like, do you know what I mean? Okay, so first of all, right, I want to bring up a point which, I made in my last state of things about the problem with Christianity and, how a lot of Christians are waiting for the second coming of Jesus. And I think this is a very valid point. It's like, what is the second coming of Jesus actually going to do? What, is he going to come back and take all the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, refill our oil wells, refreeze our glaciers and our Arctic? Is that what he's coming back to do? You got to think about it. What's the second coming of Christ actually going to achieve? Right? For it to be effective, he'd have to be genocidal. Just think about it, like, do you know what I mean? It's like something that a Christian has to question themselves. Like, what would the second coming of Jesus actually achieve? Because according to science, like, we are fucked. So I just can't see him coming back and refilling our oil wells. It seems like we need to be fucking sorting our shit out ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like with COVID debate and everything. To me, the judgment seems very for Old Testament God's wrath style. Do you know what I mean? I'm not waiting on Jesus coming back at all. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't get me wrong, I can't really call myself a proper Christian. I understand Christianity, but personally I find it quite a weak religion. Do you know what I mean? I think Jesus was just a part of the puzzle put in place in an area which needed some down leveling. He was a reverse beaster, do you know what I mean? It was obviously all going to shit in that area. He needed to go there. And then if you look with the rest of the world, when Jesus was about, the Native Americans were living beautifully. Probably the Hindus in India were living beautifully. Do you know what I mean? The Buddhists and everything. So that's my perspective anyway. Okay. Right, so environmental news is that COVID, and this is disappointing, COVID has had little impact on the rise of carbon dioxide on the planet, which is disappointing. So even with all this, shit going on, and hope you would have been expecting people to drive in less and stuff like that, it hasn't had much impact. So that's disappointing. Right, so Bill Gates has said that mankind will face another pandemic, right? Now, I trust Bill Gates with something like this because he warned us years and years ago that this planet was not ready for a global pandemic. He did it in a TED talk like 10 years ago or something like that, and he was spot on. And you see the direction he's taken there. I'm playing this game. This is on Microsoft Windows now. I've always liked Windows. You can see the direction he's kind of headed his life down to kind of being a bit more sort of trying to help humanity in certain areas and environmentalism. So I definitely trust his opinion. And I've said this before about how he said he pledged 20 billion if other super rich were willing to pump into the environmental game. So things like that I really respect about Bill Gates. Right, so Trump has slammed Biden, saying the Paris Agreement is not designed to save the planet and it will hurt the US economy. Right? This is the problem with Trump. Like, all he sees is economy, money, the GDP, growth. We got to worry about the economy. Tough. It's over. We're all being forced to down level. Doesn't matter. GDP's done. Planet can't sustain GDP anymore. GDP's a load of shit. Economy's a load of shit. Doesn't work. Capitalism doesn't work. It's over. Right, okay? End of story. Right. Gaza declares COVID-19 disaster with health system near collapse. So that's disappointing to hear. Just something that's happened in Gaza. There was trouble going on in that area before with nurses protesting, but they are at the point of near collapse. Right. Germany are seeing more COVID skeptic scenes. I watched the video. There was arrests being made. Trouble with the police. I've been going on about Germany and everything. No, that's just my Knox playing up. Ignore that message. Right. That's just I've said before about Germany are having trouble and everything. So that was just a video I watched. It's getting a bit hairy with Germany. Right. This is my perception when it comes to the celestial and the heavens. Right, and it's a very important perception of karma. And that is, you get what you're given in heaven. So you could have a lovely life now. You could be the most, you could be, say, a beautiful woman, or a really successful man. It's like you got to ask yourself, what's your karma score? What's karma mean to you? Do you think when it comes to that point of death and you meet your maker, and that's the one great leveler in life. Don't get me wrong. Doesn't matter whether you're a trillionaire or a homeless guy on the street. We all got to face death. What's your karma score? Are you going to be happy? You're going to be happy to stand in front of your maker and say, "Yeah, I did a good job for the planet." You get what you're given. Which I mean, this Hindu philosophy is that there's different levels of heaven and hell, right? You got prison systems on planet for humans. You don't think there's going to be one in the afterlife? And bearing in mind, like, atheism is completely retarded anyway, because it's basically saying the universe was made by accident. So don't forget that, right? Okay, right. What else is there? Okay, so there's been a cashless ban in New York, saying cash has to be accepted, which I kind of like, because with things being tight, it's like, let's say someone's got no money in their bank account and they wanted to borrow a couple of bucks for someone to eat. Do you know what I mean? And so someone can give them a couple of dollars and go into a shop and buy. So that's how I think. 'Cause that's the danger of a cashless society that might have been overlooked. Is transference of money. You can't just give, like, a quarter to a homeless guy on the street, or help someone out with a couple of bucks if you're relying on a bloody, I've said it before, that microchip in your hand thing's stupid anyway. But do you know what I mean? That's the danger of it. So that's a good thing with New York. They're obviously realising that, ignore this fucking game doing this stupid shit. Right. Obviously they're realising that things are tight, and, they need to have shops being able to accept cash. So I can understand that one. Okay, right. I watched the Paris migrant camp video. Tear gas were used. I'm assuming these were like a lot of Muslims and stuff like that. Obviously the anti-Muslim thing going on with France has kicked off to the point where they're kicking migrants out. Could see that one coming. At one point the police were, chucking tents, people out of tents, when moving the tents when people were still in the tent. So I didn't think it was very professional the way they handled it, their police. But then, I don't know, to me France has always kind of been a disaster anyway. Just look at World War II. They're fucking useless with the Maginot Line and Hitler and everything. Do you know what I mean? So whatever. I certainly won't be buying any Ferrero Rocher this year, that's for fucking sure. Do you know what I mean? Right, so Brazil video, Porto Alegre protest over black man killing by security guards. Did I finish this? Oh, fuck it. Whatever. I'll do some Lost Battlefield or something. I don't know. I've done that. I'll do some Team Dungeons. Right. What was I on about? Right. So Brazil video, Porto Alegre protest over black man killing by security guards. Yeah. So they're protesting in Brazil. There was a black man killed by security guards, and it's all kicked off in Brazil. So Brazil have been having trouble anyway, right? Okay. Indonesia's having trouble. They've got 500,000 virus cases, infection spikes, really straining their hospitals. They got bad economy trouble. They interviewed one shop owner, and she said she's seen a 90% drop in sales. Obviously, I got interested with Indonesia since becoming a fan of Cynthia on YouTube, that Muslim martial artist I was talking about, spelled Chintya. So if you're into martial arts, go and check her out, because her channel's awesome. It's really nice to see. She's like a female Bruce Lee. She's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Okay, India has banned 43 more Chinese apps. This is for mobile phone technology, and this is the third round of ban on Chinese apps. So the sort of tension between China and India is going into techno war stages at the moment. Do you know what I mean? As well as there have been some little minor military skirmishes and stuff like that. Right? Okay. A fifth of the planet's ecosystems are in danger of collapse. A fifth of collapse, total collapse. That's bad, right? What's this now? Right. Apparently, the fossil fuel industry have been feasting on the COVID-19 relief program. So they've been worrying about their profit margins and stuff like that, and they've actually been taking money away from COVID relief programs, which is just disgusting. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they need to sort that shit. They're just fucking, greedy. Do you know what I mean? That's saying it nicely, right? What they actually are, right? Genocidal is what they are, right? Right, Arctic temperatures are astonishingly warmer than they should be. Astonishingly was the word used. Warmer. So the Arctic is very bad at the moment. Okay, this is another thing. Was it report? Oh yeah, report that Biden, transition from Biden to Trump is looking good in America. So all that stuff that was kicking off with Biden and Trump on, but it looks like it's chilling out a bit better. So hopefully Trump's just sort of like realised he'd been a bit of a dick and just asked to accept it gracefully, which is something he'll actually do something graceful for a change. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and pay respects to Diego Maradona. He died at the age of 60. I wasn't the biggest fan of Diego Maradona, a bit before my time, but I recognise he was one of the greatest football players there's ever been. He's definitely in like the top 5 or 6 or something. He died at age 60. Liked his his cocaine. Do you know what I mean? I bet he would have been fun to party with. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sad to hear like that he's died. Do you know what I mean? So obviously Argentinians are mourning him now. He's a national hero pretty much. And what else is there? Right, so Prepper video. Oh yeah, right. So I watched the Prepper video. And this guy's from New York. He's saying New York is in major trouble. The crime is through the roof. There's stabbings and murders. Just he uses this app to keep a track on things, and he's noticing anyway. He says they're just going through the roof. He's noticing the kids are not logging on to their online classes. It's got to the stage where parents are having to leave their kids at home so they can go to work, stuff like that. And there's like tons of job layoffs, and he's really concerned about New York at the moment. He can see that things it's just completely collapsing. So okay, so that's State of Things parts whatever it was 17. This will probably get uploaded a little bit late because I've got to upload that Pirates Booty video. And yeah, I'll keep doing these. I'll be also doing other Castle Clash stuff as well. So okay, cheers guys.